And our fifth and final main topic today comes to us from Christopher, who writes, what does it mean when an actor is, quote unquote, in talks to play a role? And why does it take so long for them to be in talks for the role? All right, Christopher, you know what? I read this message and I thought, I'm surprised other people haven't asked that. Because quite often in the reports that come out, the term is always used. The actor is now in talks. Now, thankfully, we've got somebody here who's truly going to know the answer to this. So,
Robert?
That's when they go to their therapist.
Yeah.
Should I take this role? I don't know.
I don't know. And I have to.
Who knows?
I'm scared of horses.
I'm on Star Destroyers.
No Last Jedi for you, yeah.
I wanna give what I think it is, because I don't want to cheat and have Aaron give the right answer and then me pretend I had the right. This is what the way I've always interpreted in talks. All right, and then I want to go over to you, Aaron, and see what it really is. My interpretation of in talks is this: the process of the studio, the production, trying to decide who they want in the role is now done. They've decided they want this person. And that person said, yeah, I'd like to be in this project. At that point, that's when the negotiations start about scheduling, salary, residuals, whatever. That's when all the contract negotiations start. So they've chosen who they'd like to be in the role. The actor or performer has chosen the yes, they'd like that role. Now they just got to get the details done and hammered out. Aaron, as the only person here who really has probably been through that process, how close am I? How far off am I?
You pretty much nailed it. You're the only thing that I would amend slightly is that they haven't just chosen who they want, they've actually made an official offer. Because legally, once you make an offer to an actor, that offer stands. So like if I'm casting a film, I can't make you, John, an offer and also make you, Robert, an offer, and whichever one comes back to me first.
Explain for the people out there what an offer actually is.
Okay, so let's say that, and I'm gonna keep the math real simple on this. I'm making a $100,000 movie, and so I'm gonna offer my lead actor $1,000. Okay, that's obviously not what the actual cost would be, but let's just say for the sake of argument. So I have $1,000 budget for my lead actor, and I say, Minnie Mouse, you are perfect for this role. But actually, even before that, what would happen is we would hire a casting director, and the casting director would make a list, and they would go, these are all the actors that makes sense for this role. And a lot of times, producers and the director, maybe the writer, will also have their own lists. And so they'll go through the lists. And a lot of times the casting directors, who are very knowledgeable about actors, it's their job, they'll know immediately who's unavailable. They'll know immediately, okay, well, this person, it's gonna be really hard to get them to do that for that amount of money. So they'll start going through the list and they'll start cutting people. If this is a situation where they're having auditions and they don't necessarily go straight for an offer name, then they'll hold auditions and they'll whittle it down. And then sometimes if you have a big star, then they'll just go ahead and say, hey, we're ready to, we want you in this role, and we're ready to give you, to make an offer of what we will pay you and how we'll sweeten this deal. So you get a written, and it's called an offer. You'll get a written offer that says, this is how much we're going to pay you. Maybe these are some of the perks, like back end points or producer credits or whatever. It won't have all the specifics, but it'll have the basic nuts and bolts of this is what we're willing to offer you. Now, once that offer is made, usually the actor has a certain amount of time in order to respond to that. And during that period of time, they can't offer the role to anybody else.
Right. And
if they do, then they have to pay the actor what they've already offered them or negotiate some version of that. So you really want to be careful when you're making offers to people that you actually want that person to play the role, because once you offer it to them, that is a legally binding contract. Now, that being said, if things don't work out in the negotiation, like for example, I was offered the lead role in a movie with a producer credit, and it was a decent amount of money. And so I was like, oh, okay, this sounds great. They sent over the script. I read the script. There were very clear script problems that for me as an actor, I just couldn't wrap my head around doing it. So I said, okay, I'd like to do this project, but can we work out some of these plot points? That's sometimes an issue. I know in the case of, what was the movie that Angelina Jolie did? It was originally written for a man, and then
Salt? Was it
Salt?
Salt?
Yeah. So that's another situation where Angelina Jolie might hear about a project and go, hey, or her production company says, hey, there's this really great project, or someone from the studio says, hey, can you read this and read for the role of, the wife or whatever? And then she reads it and goes, I'm not playing the wife, I'm playing the lead character. Change it around. So a lot of times the in talks will go through either script changes or salary disputes, or and it can all boil down to a lot of things. Sometimes it's a case of, I don't want to leave Los Angeles. I've got 2 kids in elementary school, and I'm not going away for 6 months to Bulgaria to film your movie. If you can figure out a way to film it in Los Angeles, I'll do it. And sometimes that's another reason why the in talks take so long, because if you really want an actor and the actor really wants to do it, you sometimes have to move a lot of mountains in order to make it amenable to everyone. So I hope that explains it well.
I think that was a wonderful explanation. Great. I feel like I've learned some things here now, too.
That's what I'm here for. I'm not here, contrary to popular belief, I am not here to be an expert on movies and television. I'm just here to be the actor and offer what I know.
It's funny that you mentioned, because it's good that comes out now, because we just had the whole Jonah Hill thing with the Batman movie. Because we knew he was in talks to play. We still don't know 100% for sure what the role was, but he was in talks, and then all of a sudden he was out, because I think that process exactly that you were talking about. Anyway, guys.
And sometimes the timing doesn't work out either. Sometimes it can be like, okay, we started these conversations and I could do it in this moment, but now I don't have time to do it anymore because you guys have fiddle-farted around for so long. Wow, fiddle-farted and fuck-twat, 2 of my favorite words, and they were both used today. So, yeah, there you go.
The question is, guys, does that clear things up for you? Does that spread, the curtains have been spread apart now? You can see clearly what's behind the curtain. Jump down to the comment section below and let me know any thoughts you guys have on that. Okay. With that.